Okay, we're going to talk about coin trading on Qortal today. So here I am on Qortal Hub on the home page, and I will go to Trade Court here in the middle of the page. And we're going to let some things load up. Court balance, the Litecoin balance. We're going to let these open market sell orders. These will take a few seconds to load down here. Let all that happen. Okay, so there's the open market sell orders from lowest price to highest price. And you can trade many coins on Qortal for Court. We're gonna Litecoin is the most popular pair, so that's the one we'll be looking at today. Okay, so we're gonna start by looking at it from the seller's perspective because all trades are started by the seller. They're never started by the buyer. Seller puts up orders and the buyer has to match them. So we will look at it from the seller's perspective first. Um, and the first thing the seller should think about is the minimum fee that is used for locking and unlocking trades. And so the first thing that they'll do is they'll go up to this wheel up here in the right, and their fee publisher. You should there's two options. You can use the JSON Bridge fee publisher, or you can use the foreign fee publisher. And the JSON Bridge publisher is the one that's being maintained. Well, right now the foreign fee publisher is not being maintained right now. So I recommend using the JSON.bridge fee publisher, which is also the default publisher. So you shouldn't have to do anything there. And we do not need to worry about locking fees right at this point. So we are just going to make sure that the fee publisher is JSON.bridge, and then we're going to look at the unlocking fees. Okay, so when you're selling court for Litecoin, you want to make sure that when the Litecoin's going into your wallet, that the buyer is using a fee that is high enough um, so so the Litecoin transaction won't get stuck on the chain. You want to make sure it gets to your wallet. So what you have to do is you want to make sure that your fee is keeping up with the market. And so now you can type it, you can look up, you can go onto the internet and look at Litecoin transactions yourself and figure that out. But or you can just go with the recommended fees from the JSON Bridge publisher. And so there's a low recommendation, a medium recommendation, and a high recommendation. Now these recommendations are based on uh, Litoshis, or often called Satoshis or Sats, per kilobyte. And you'll see that the high recommendation is 12,516 per kilobyte. But what the fee really comes down to is how much you need for 300 bytes, because an unlocking transaction, which is the transaction that's going to be coming into you from your sale, is going to be 300 bytes. So it does the math for you, and it's recommending 3,755 sats for that trade. Now that's the high recommendation. You don't need to go high. I'll just do the medium. I think the medium is good. And so so you can just update your fee to that. And then you hit accept. And you can also accept that for your locking fee as well, which isn't as important, but we'll do that anyways. And then you'll see that my fee got updated to 2,586. Okay, so now that I got my fee in place, I will put a court for sale. Now I really don't want to sell court, but I'll do one for demonstration purposes. And since I'm doing it for demonstration purposes, I'll just do one that's really high. So in order to do that, you go to sell court right here, and you do a new sell order. Now I'm going to do one court for one Litecoin, which is overpriced, but we'll do it because we'll just do it for demonstration's sake. So I'm going to create the sell order. Now it's going to cost me a transaction fee of 0.02 quart because there's going to be two transactions involved, one to lock the quart and then one to eventually unlock the quart. So, so that's why it's costing me really two transaction fees in one. So I will hit accept for that. And then you'll see it's in my sell order list and the status is pending. Now this is going to take a few minutes because it needs to actually go onto the blockchain. So we'll wait for this to go through. And as we wait, um, Qtrade, which is the Q app we're on right now for trading, is going to prompt me for that fee I just set. It's going to make me sign off on that fee. And the reason why it's going to make me sign off on that fee is because I want to communicate to buyers that's the required fee in order to buy my trade or to buy my sell order. And so yeah, this could take a few minutes. So we'll just wait here. Maybe we'll fast forward. And as we're waiting, I can show you some other things. I can show you the trade history, which includes my buy history. Oh, so this is prompting me for signed fees. And so yes, I will sign off on the fee that I just did. I accept that. Okay, so now my sell order is listed. As you remember, it said pending before. Now it says listed. And so it should be listed with all the other. Now, since I put a high price on mine, it should be listed towards the bottom. So we have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. And there it is. It's right there towards the bottom, right? 1 quart for one Litecoin, which is an extremely high price, but this is for demonstration purposes only because I plan on canceling it anyways. And you'll see that the fee that I selected, 2586. So that is letting buyers know that in order to match my trade, they are going to have to they're going to have to put up one Litecoin for my quart, and they're also, in addition to that, they're going to have their fee, their unlocking fee set to 2,586, just like mine is set to 2,586. And so now, so that show, and so I just have to wait till they do that, and that could take, even if I had a competitively, even if I was competitive with the price, that can take days. That'll never go through because it's too high. So I'm going to go back to sell quart. I'm going to go back to my listed trade and I'm going to cancel it. So I select it and then I can cancel it down here in the bottom right. And I'm going to have to pay another fee to cancel it. Accept. Okay, so that'll take a couple minutes to go through the blockchain, and we don't need to wait for this one because we'll move on to other stuff. Okay, so now we're going to look at it from the buyer's perspective. Okay, so I'm going to scroll the way up to the top again, go through all the sell orders right here. Okay, so now we're up here. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so can I buy? So I am able. Okay, so I have enough Litecoin here to buy this first trade, and as you can see, they are requiring an unlocking fee of 2,516, which is less than the fee that I'm using, so I am able to buy it. So let's say I lower my fee. Update, accept, accept. Okay, so now there's a problem here. Now that my fee is lower, I cannot purchase these trades because my fees are not high enough. So what I'll have to do to solve this problem. So if you come into the trade, into Q trade, and you see a bunch of, you see red on the trades that you're interested in, that means your fee is not high enough to satisfy the seller's requirement. And so what you'll have to do, their requirement is 2516. So I will put it to 2516. Update, accept it for the unlocking. And I'm also going to accept it. Now, since I have that sell order still out there, it's asking me to sign for it. Um, it's not really necessary, but I'll do it anyways, just to get this prompt out of here. Okay, so now my fees match the seller's required fees. So now I can purchase these again. In order to purchase these, I just select that, and then I would hit buy down here, and then I'll have to hit OK, and then the sell order will, I mean the buying of that sell order will be initiated. And also I can select the second one and I can buy two at a time. And it looks like I don't have enough Litecoin to select three of these, so I would have to go back to the two, one or two, whichever one I wanted to do. Okay. And so that's pretty much how the fees work. And is there anything else we need to discuss here? And one thing you might want to keep in mind is these fees, so 2,516 Satoshis, um, which also in Litecoin is known as Litoshis. Um, this is not a high value. This is not high value because a Satoshi is a very small unit of a Litecoin. In fact, there is 100 million Litoshis or Satoshis in a Litecoin. And if a Litecoin is worth $100, then 10,000 Litoshis is worth a penny, and 1,000 Litoshis is worth a fraction of a penny. In fact, you could round it down to $0. So these fees, even though they're important to set and they're important to the Litecoin miners and also important to the seller, it's the amount is really trivial. You just have to make sure that you set them in order to satisfy the requirements of the trade. So there's that. Okay, I think that's it for now. So thanks for watching.